back, everybody, to another episode of This Bourbon Podcast. I'm your host, Perry. With me this week, it's Eric, the Whiskey Mutant.
I'm putting out a hip-hop album.
Are you? What's it going to be called?
Southern Blasphemy.
Do you have a hip-hop name yet?
Whiskey Mutant.
Oh. Why is it called Southern?
You can call me Eric.
Oh, okay. Why is it called Southern Blasphemy?
I don't know. I'm gonna do diss tracks on my friends and horrible Instagram accounts. I'm working on it.
Well, hello, everybody.
2024.
How are you, man?
I'm good.
Yeah. I'm a little under the weather, in case y'all can't tell.
I'm going through stuff.
You are in the middle of some major lifestyle changes.
I am. I'm going to talk about that in tips and bits.
Okay.
Yeah. Health.
You're feeling okay, though, right?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's the difference. Like, if you were doing all this and you were like, I hate everything right now.
I don't hate everything. I hate some things.
So I'll talk about something I hate real quick off the top of the dome, I guess.
The dome!
Is it off the dome?
Off the dome.
I all throughout last week, well, really kind of up until the past couple of days, I was having a really hard time listening to my own voice.
Oh yeah,
I had just gotten so tired of listening to my voice because I'm on the phone with work all day. We record the podcast at the end of the week, and then I have to go back and listen to myself talk again. And so I just I hit a wall with it, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I need a change. I need a break. Sure enough, I got sick midway through the week.
I was
like, oh, there's my.
You know what? You, buddy.
Sure. All right, here you go.
Okay, we're gonna change your voice.
You want to change? Here's a change.
You start editing while you listen to music. You have no idea what you're doing. You're like, that looks like a pause. Take that out. I can't listen to myself anymore.
I've done that before as well, where I've just surely I know enough of where things drop off anyway. But yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. If it's your first time and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Give us a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice. We are sitting at a solid 5-star rating on Spotify. I'm going to talk about the Spotify Wrapped for podcasters too.
Yeah.
Here in just a moment. Because we had a very successful year on Spotify.
Nice.
And I want to take some time to say thank you to those people who listen. I wish that Apple did the same thing.
I know. I listen to all my podcasts on Apple.
I do too.
I can't tell.
I do too.
I can't show what I've listened to.
So
you think they would have stole that by now?
Not trying to exclude Apple listeners or anything, but Spotify does a really good job of making sure that you know what your listening habits are like. What else? Patreon.com/My Bourbon Podcast for as little as $1 a month. For as little as $5 a month, get bonus content, including pre-game chats, including we're currently in season 3 of Simply Irresistible.
Halfway through season 3.
Just about.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the 4th episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Man.
Cliffhanger just on the last one.
How are they ever going to resolve this one next week?
How are they going to find another sample? Find out next week on Simply Irresistible Z.
So it sounds like we're going to start the year off with Pours from the Floor.
Pours from the Floor.
Season 4.
Dang.
Pours from the Floor. Maybe we'll do something. You know what?
New villain coming in.
Let's give Pours from the Floor and Simply Irresistible at the beginning of 2023 a rest. We'll do a spinoff show.
Spinoff.
Yeah. 6 episodes of a spinoff show.
Swan does an episode without us. He just does one.
Something.
Less work on us.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you think he could do it?
I'm sure he could.
Would he edit it?
What if he did all 6 weeks of it? Of just 20 minutes of him sitting down and talking.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
And we just listen to it.
Yeah.
Swan, getting in on this.
We'll talk to you about it, Swan. Jeez. Also, follow us on social media at My Bourbon Pod, at Whiskey Mutant, all that good stuff. Eden watched me on YouTube for the first time today. It cracked me up because she was so into it. She just stood there and watched us talking.
Oh, yeah. When I walked in, Lucy was telling me about it.
Yeah.
She was like, Mama, where's Mama?
Yeah.
Why isn't she on there?
So, hi, Eden.
Hi. Peekaboo.
You're going to like Uncle Eric eventually.
Eventually.
I guess.
We were playing peekaboo before I got in the house, like through the window.
That's awesome.
She was laughing. As soon as I opened the door, she was like, ugh.
That relationship's going to blossom eventually.
It's crazy because it went from I would come over here and just like play with her and hold her and blah, 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 till she got a little bit more mature and she's like, stranger danger.
She's going through some stranger danger right now and a lot of attachment.
Yeah.
Separation anxiety is what it is. Sorry. So we'll get to Flying Blind here in a minute. I'm too excited about this.
You want to get right into this?
I want to get right into this. This is our last of the 3 Goose Island media bottles that we got. And this one is so special. This is the 30th anniversary Goose Island Bourbon County Stout in conjunction with Jim Beam and their small batch series. So all the beer that went into this was aged in Booker's, Baker's, Knob Creek, and Basil Hayden barrels. Comes in this absolutely gorgeous packaging. Oh, then it says, yeah. It's not going to say for media tasting only. I need to look up what the ABV on this one was.
I can tell you the percentages.
Well, yeah, go ahead and tell us the percentages.
36% Booker's bourbon barrels, 33% Knob Creek bourbon barrels, 17% Basil Hayden bourbon barrels, and 14% Baker's bourbon barrels.
There we go. So this one is 14.4% ABV, 28.8. Not nearly as high as the barley wine was.
Oh, that thing got messed up.
This is a $40 bottle of beer.
Damn.
Yeah. So, do you want to pair this with some Knob Creek?
Yeah. Pair it up. I was like, damn, you got some snacks or something?
No. This is a Fred No Liquor Barn pick.
Oh, Fred.
From 2020.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Oh, America.
Liquor Barn.
Fred No?
Yeah. Saw him at Liquor Barn once.
I've never seen him at Liquor Barn.
I didn't like. He was doing like a release or something.
Oh, okay. I was like, is he
He
coming
wasn't
to?
like
He's coming to
rolling.
Lexington to
He was
do
like
his shopping.
rolling the shelves. He's like, y'all got any Blantons? Like, what? Fred No needs Blantons too?
He can't just call up Harlan and be like, "Hey, man."
Harlan's a jerk to him. He's like, hell no, boy.
I would absolutely die if that were the case. All right, so Eric's got his little baby glass.
That's not too bad of a baby.
It's not too bad. Dink it.
That smells like stout. A little soy saucy.
A little soy saucy. And sink it.
It's got a lot going on.
How is it dry?
I mean, it's like wine.
How is it dry?
Wow.
It's a little dry, man.
It's cocoa and soy sauce, and
Wow.
I'm not mad at that. I don't drink a lot of stouts, like if you've been listening, you know that.
Yeah.
But that is really tasty, honestly.
Sorry, I got stuck. I told you, I'm a big boy.
I'm in a glass case of my emotion. Man, okay. It smells peanut buttery too.
A little bit, yeah.
That is pretty good.
I foresee nap time in my future.
Oh my God. Yeah, me too. Wow. I like that.
Good, man. That's
As someone who doesn't drink a lot of stouts, I quite enjoy that.
You know, I think I think overall the barley wine was my favorite.
So far, yes.
I think this is my second favorite.
Agreed.
and then the Sir Isaac's
Yeah,
was
I will.
least favorite of the three.
I'll
Not that
agree.
it was bad. It's just
Well, you got to rank them somehow.
yeah, exactly. No.
So how do we?
with the Knob Creek?
So I don't normally pair beer and bourbon. You go.
I just treat it as like a shot and a chaser.
Okay.
I mean,
we
shoot
don't do
it
a pour over.
No, we could.
God, that smells good.
Then it would be a Boilermaker, though.
Oh yeah. Dang. How old is that thing?
9.5.
9.5.
Not even. I don't think it's completely or fully like that extra half a year. Yeah, not quite. 9 years, 5 months.
It. I will say on the nose, it smells higher proof than a normal Knob Creek.
Well, it reminds me more of like the classic Knob Creeks that we were getting around this time. So if you're watching on the YouTube video, you see that this is the old bottle shape. What was that?
I'll just slap it. Give me a little slap.
I'll give it a little encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
It's the old bottle shape before it was ribbed for pleasure.
I haven't had much pleasure out of it.
The new bottle shape?
Yeah. Just trust me. Ooh. The nose is very different than the palate. I really like that.
The palate's like, if there were ever such a thing, a dark carrot cake.
Oh. Dark carrot cake. Maybe a carrot cake with like some kind of like cocoa icing or something.
Yeah.
Or chocolate icing. Ooh, paired together.
What I like about this in particular.
Nutella.
Oh, see, now like the dark chocolate is really coming through on the back end. What I like about doing this in particular, by drinking one of the bourbons or a bourbon similar to what the beer was aged in, it kind of strips away that from the beer so that you can get more of like what the actual beer is itself.
Yeah.
Like at its core.
There's less of that. I mean,
It's less bitey.
Yeah, there's less soy sauce.
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
I'm
yeah.
just
It starts
gonna-
to get really sweet.
Yeah, it makes the whole like combo sweeter.
Yeah.
Less savory, more sweet. I like that. I like this pick a lot too.
Yeah, dude. I think I might have gotten the last bottle
Well, shit.
at the liquor barn.
Which one? Beaumont?
No, it's the Broadway one.
I'll check that out next payday. See if they just got any random ones.
Yeah. It was on a little display stand.
You know what sucks? Bourbon. What?
I don't know. What does suck?
When bottles
going
are
with this?
coming out around December, but you got to buy Christmas presents. God, I've had to not buy stuff because I know I've got gifts left to buy.
Yeah, I mean, this was probably between this and what we're going to review later on in the episode. Probably my last
Yeah.
over $50 purchase of the year.
Exactly. Like, yeah, whatever comes out, don't expect me to probably get it because until after New Year's sometime.
Yeah. So I'm anticipating that we're probably going to get the new Parker's Heritage soon, too. Get a sample
Dude,
of
it was
that.
like, what, double oaked? And it's like 130 some proof?
Yeah. Lowest age in it is like 13 years.
You know it's going to be good.
I'm so excited, man.
Oh, I need
excited.
to go back to that Parker's that I got, the heavy char.
Which heavy char do you? The bourbon, right?
The bourbon.
Yeah. We've got a sample, and honestly, I can't remember if we've reviewed it. Somebody probably knows more than I do.
Do we have a historian?
Yeah, Todd Cooper.
Do we have a historian that actually has a list of everything? Not a drunken historian.
I used to be our historian on top of being
Who
the
wants to
host.
be the 10-bit historian and go and listen to every episode and document everything that we've sampled, everything that we've flying blind, everything that we paired? Could you imagine?
I would love that. It would. We've got our own like wiki.
Job's open. I mean, you won't get paid anything. You'll just
I just got done saying on the Patreon that I can't afford to pay an
you'll
editor.
just be mentioned a lot, and we can hang out.
Yeah.
I'll send you some samples.
You get paid in bourbon. I almost said beer.
You get paid, and you
Maybe
can,
some beer from time to time.
Yeah. So there you go. If you have that much time on your hands, you want to be you got to go back to episode 1 and go through everything.
And I can even give whoever this is a jump start, because I used to have and I think I have it somewhere, a spreadsheet of everything that we reviewed and like all of our individual scores. And now I stopped that before like episode 100. But even still, I mean, that's like 50 episodes that you don't have to go through.
You imagine being like, all right, we're going to do this for this. And they send us a thing that says, all right, well, you gave this year's of this, a 5, 5, whatever.
I think it'd be cool. So if you...
I don't know why I keep doing this today a lot. I'm doing this a lot today.
I don't know why you are either.
I don't know. I was like, what were you trying to say last episode? You're like, I'm going to start saying this a lot.
Oh, boy, howdy.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah, and then then we went over to Mom and Dad's on Wednesday for dinner, and I said, boy, howdy, jokingly, and my dad was like, I need to talk to you about that. I was like, what, are you going to have like a come to Jesus moment with me about this?
Is that a bad thing?
No, apparently somebody else uses that as their catchphrase. I was like, I don't want it to be my catchphrase.
Everybody uses everything.
I don't want it to be my catchphrase. I just like throwing it into conversation. I think it sounds funny.
You get sued. You're like, that was mine. I'm the boy howdy guy.
I am.
If that's the case, I'm going to find all you guys on Instagram who are pairing stuff and not giving me credit for it. I see you.
Please.
Same pairings I'm doing. I see you. Don't act like I don't know.
Please, my father was Mr. Howdy. Call me boy.
Call me boy. Boy.
That one works really well. That one makes me happy. All right. Do you want to go ahead and review this beer so we can get a move on?
Okay, yeah. Out of the stout scale,
15.5.
Man, I wish I could remember what I gave the barley wine one. Because it's just slightly under that.
Oh, we
14.5?
We gave it
15.5.
I gave it like an 18. I think you gave it like a 17.5.
Okay, this is a 15 out of 20. As someone who doesn't regularly drink stouts, I like this.
Yeah, it's one of the more accessible stouts.
It's not, and I always talk about stouts because I feel like they're so thick. And this is
it's not very thick.
It's a good mouthfeel. Like it does not taste that thick or feel that thick. Sorry. And yeah, with the Knob Creek, dude, it's like Nutella, like peanut butter.
Yeah.
Nutella peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah.
I like this.
It is $40 a bottle though.
That's a lot and probably not easy to get.
I mean, Lexington got, as far as I know, or at least Chad's Total Wine, 0. A grand total of 0 in Lexington, Kentucky. Of all places.
Well, Lexington, Kentucky at least got one.
Well,
Got him! That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't have a follow-up to that.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You know what I forgot to bring up at the top of the episode, though?
What?
Our Splash fundraiser.
Oh, yeah.
This is the last week to get in on the Splash fundraiser. And this Saturday is going to be our live stream for the last push for it as well. We're going to have some special guests. We're going to have some giveaways. We're going to have a lot of water.
Water.
We are going to do a water flight.
I'm down with that.
Are you excited?
What time are we doing this?
We're working on the time. Okay. It's going to be in the afternoon.
Good, because I think I have to work that night. So water is perfect.
Well, I mean, we'll start out with some bourbon.
Okay,
but
I'm just saying
we'll
water.
we'll be doing quite a bit of water. Okay. And you can do it from your house too. You don't have to be here.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I was going to try to like jump on here and there or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about this. I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with it too. It's basically going to be like, and not quite to the extent of like showcasing talents, but like a telethon kind of deal.
Yeah.
You know?
Different faces coming in and out.
Yeah, exactly.
Heck yeah.
Exactly.
I like it.
It's I have been very happy with what I've seen so far from folks who have donated. I want to remind you as well, if you have donated, I cannot see the individual people. So please, 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 please share a screenshot with me of your donation receipt.
Yeah.
Send it to the email. This is my bourbon shop at gmail.com, or send it in a DM
You can send it
at
to
my
me
bourbon
too.
pod or to Eric.
Yeah.
Just so long as we have it. That is going to be the way that we get you in on the giveaways that are going to be happening next week.
Bottles, got a pairing.
Yeah, we got a couple of sample flights too that we're going to be working on. No dates.
Oh,
I don't have time for that. I'm working on myself right now.
thought it was like Saved by the Bell. We talked about that.
Yeah, well, but no, but like with the flights though, I mean, because those samples are coming from our collection. I mean, I guess if you want to call it a date, we'll do a virtual
second-hand date. Yeah. You may kiss the sample bottles.
Yeah.
And then you can kiss the
put lipstick on first and then kiss them. But no, we'll do a virtual tasting with you though for each of the samples.
Yeah.
I mean, not like 4 individual Zoom calls, like one all together. But
yeah, we can figure something out.
Yeah, when to do that. So
maybe if you're a Patreon member, that could be the pregame chats one day. We do if you can get on time and
that's a great idea.
So there you go.
Yeah. I love that. But yeah, splash.org/TIMBP/Timbip is where you can donate with our unique donor link, our affiliate link. Splash.org/Timbip. It is in the description of the episode of the video below as well. Like I said, this is going to end this Saturday, the 10th. This is the last week to get in on it, but I also want to say a huge thank you to everybody who has donated so far. We have had some very, very generous folks give to this cause. As I said when this started, anything that is a water fundraiser or a water nonprofit, I put a lot of stock in.
Yeah,
I have a lot of faith. I have a lot of energy for clean water for people.
I think it's something that you overlook because I think a lot of us
100%
are so used to just having that. Like it's something you don't think about. And when you read the facts and you hear what they're doing, it really makes you think about like, oh my God, like people don't have that. Mm-hmm. And like they need it. Yeah. So,
and as a reminder too, they're not just building fresh water wells or drinking facilities for people. They're also going the extra mile to work with local communities, work with local governments to ensure that not only does the upkeep of these water drinking stations continue, but also that there are opportunities for people to experience good hygiene.
Yeah.
Too. Showering, feminine product waste sites. To the way that it encompasses basically A to Z of what it means to have fresh water is incredible. And they've done amazing work so far. If you're on the fence about something that you're trying to think about a charity to give to at the end of the year, because it is that time of year when we like to give back to folks. This is your opportunity. This is a really good chance for you to get in on something.
Any little bit.
Everything. Like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm by no means trying to downplay anybody who gives a little, because a little is still a lot. Mm-hmm. It still goes a mile and then some with these folks. So, yeah. Splash.org/Timbit.
There you go.
You gonna fly and blind me?
Yeah, because this is a bottle that I have not even opened yet. I should have opened it sooner and save time.
Are you going to... Okay, so are you actually going to blind me with it, or are we going to just...
No, I'm going to blind you with it.
Okay, well, I'll pass
but
that
I'm just saying I got to open it. I've not had this either.
I tell you what, while you're doing this, I'm going to start talking about this Spotify Wrapped, too.
Spotify.
We had one episode this year that was our most popular on Spotify. unsurprisingly, it was episode 212. This is my top 10 bourbons of 2021.
You have your little knife on you.
I do not actually.
My God,
sorry, that was the one time that I don't have my knife on me.
Making me mad. There's no like little strip that I can tell. Keep talking. I got this.
Sharing. Our podcast was in the top 30% most shared globally.
Oh.
Top 30%.
Sharing is caring.
Most of that was through a direct link. 15% text, 10% Facebook, 2% other. America. I should bring I should also bring up too that we created this year almost 5,000 minutes worth of content, which puts us in the 99th percentile of podcast creators.
Dang.
Yeah.
Content, baby.
Content. Do you want me to take a break from this and we go to this blind pour?
Finish it up.
Okay. Of our listeners on Spotify, 39% of them follow us.
Okay.
So they've subscribed to the show on Spotify.
That's crazy, though.
Top 15% most followed podcasts.
Oh.
Across all podcasts worldwide. Top 15%.
Worldwide. Dang.
Our listeners' podcast personality. The Enthusiast.
Ooh.
Your listeners are super fans. When their favorite podcast releases a new episode, they are among the first to know, going above and beyond to show their support.
Nice.
72% of our listeners on Spotify discovered us in 2022. That's a lot.
72%.
That's a huge percentage of our Spotify listeners. And we gained a overall 21% followers.
Dang.
That's awesome. These numbers, I think, it kind of shows a little bit more of like, the demographics of who we are followed by on Spotify, but I'm not saying that it's a bad thing by any means, but we're a top 10 podcast on Spotify for 133 fans.
Oh,
we're a top 5 podcast for 81 fans.
81 of y'all.
And we are the number 1 podcast for 15 people.
15 people right now.
That is a tight group of folks.
I don't know all 15 of your names, but if you're listening right now, I'm talking to you.
I don't know honestly any of them.
Thank you.
Probably Ian,
definitely.
Ian. Yeah. Dustin, maybe. I don't know how Dustin listens. I know he's got a Google.
I think he still uses a desktop computer.
He might.
Yeah.
He might.
Perry Russell.
For sure. Yeah.
Fred
so, yeah. So overall, 60 episodes, almost 5,000 minutes, 4.9 thousand. We were the most popular in 3 countries. Like there were 3 particular countries that we were the most, not like the top number 1, but like there were 3 countries that showed out the most.
I hope I'm big in Japan.
Right now, the USA is our top listening audience.
Makes sense.
And a 21% increase in followers.
Nice.
Also, there's this.
Dang, I like that.
I'll put that up on the
Batman meme.
I'm not even gonna describe it. It's just for the YouTube viewers. But I mean, overall,
it's good, right?
We had an incredible year on Spotify. The top 15% most shared podcasts in the world. That is a dedicated listener base.
Yeah, sharing
right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's one thing just to listen, but it's another thing to actually share it with somebody.
Exactly. And I don't mean to pat ourselves on the back too much, but 5,000 minutes of content.
5,000 minutes.
5,000 minutes of content. That's insane.
Iron Man, baby.
And that's not even counting what all we did on Patreon too. I mean, I don't even know where Patreon falls into all of that. I mean,
it could be doubled.
It could be, honestly, and that's not counting live streams either. I mean, the amount of the minutes worth of content that we've put out over the past year. I mean, what is the song? 525,600 minutes. The amount of minutes that are in a year.
Is that it?
Yeah.
A year's worth of content?
Well, that's how many minutes are in a year.
And how many do we do?
5,000.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we did what? 10 is that 10% or 1%?
I thought you said 5,000.
No, 500,000.
Oh, I was like, damn.
Oh, no, that's not right.
I don't know math. Numbers, man, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's like 1%.
Just round it up.
Exactly, but like that's 1% of the minutes that are in a whole year. We put content out into the main feed. So that's not an insignificant amount of time.
No. That's a lot of time. That you listen to.
But 99% out of the rest of your year, you were doing something else other than listening to the podcast.
That's great.
Put that into perspective. You spend what? Half your life sleeping and the other half listening to this Bourbon Podcast.
Okay. We're all so close.
Anyway, we're not at the end of the year yet.
No.
I mean, once we get to our top 10 of 22,
I've been thinking about that too.
That's when we're going to get a little sentimental, I think.
I'm going to get a little sentimental. No, that's not how that song goes.
In a minute, I'm going to get a sentimental.
That's it.
Yeah. All right, Flying Blind, finally. This episode's all over the place, man.
Halfway through, we are Flying Blind.
We are flying by the seat of our pants. We haven't even gotten to what we've been drinking recently.
I like that.
Oh, my.
For real, right?
Oh, my.
That smells... Oh, what is that?
There's a baking spice that is really prominent on the nose.
It's kind of cinnamon rolling.
Yeah, a little bit. In a minute, I'm going to need a little bit of...
cinnamon roll. Dude, that smells really good.
It smells fantastic. There's a little like floral thing happening on the nose too. It's very dark overall, but these little like pops of brightness I'm really enjoying. Yeah?
You better be... Where's that sample bottle that we don't know what's going on? I'm going to be pouring you some of this to keep.
Holy crap.
Right?
That's a rye.
It's not.
Is it high rye then?
It's a boo rye, I believe. I have to look at the label. I think it's a blend. Why is that? It's almost...
It's fruit leather. You know what I mean?
Fruit leather.
You know what I'm talking about though?
No,
like
but
the dry. It gets kind of gummy too.
It's like gummy bears and leather.
Yeah, but like I mean that's essentially what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like there is a snack called fruit leather.
I thought you were talking about a belt.
No. But it comes out as like a strip of dehydrated fruit essentially, and it's kind of gummy, kind of sticky.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what it is, but I get it. I get it.
Kind of appley.
Yeah, apple and like orange and...
Yeah, it's tropical.
But there's like that dark note on there too.
Also, I apologize for turning away from the camera and the microphone so much this episode. I'm snotty.
Snotty.
And I apologize. Snotty Bo Body.
Snotty Bo Body. That's good.
It's really freaking good. Dude.
I'm very surprised. I didn't think this was going to be that good, honestly.
I don't know what this is.
So I don't know the actual price of this.
Of the 2 Boo Ryes that we've had this year, though, I would put this. I mean, Unforgotten is
Oh my God, that's
leagues above, but this is just like the poor man's Unforgotten, I would say.
Don't hold me to it until we read the label. I think it is.
Okay, go for it. It just on the label says
This was $10.
No, it wasn't.
Not normally, but April, my wife, people she worked with had like a little fundraiser, and they put in like $10, and it was all like bourbon. So she was like, "Oh, I'll get there," and like, so she was picked, and she picked this.
What is this? What is this?
It's a William. It's a William. It's a tar.
Yeah,
But it's the special one they did when Kentucky last year won the Citrus Bowl. So 7 years old.
Yeah, it is a Boo Rye.
103 proof. WM Tar small batch UK Citrus Bowl champions. It's 8-year rye, 37 corn, 51% rye, 12% malted barley. 7-year bourbon, 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley.
Dang.
Yeah, I was like, what? You got that? So I saved it. I was like, I'm going to open it up on here. She was like, you think it'll be good? I was like, I hope so. But $10, I was like, hell yeah, let's go.
I think it's like 60 or 70 bucks a bottle. I think.
This is good.
It's really good, man.
I'll pour you some before I leave so you can have some later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Citrus bowl indeed.
Yeah, dude.
Big old bowl of citrus.
A belt of citrus.
A belt?
Yeah.
You're just pulling out different citrus fruits.
Getting ready to be spanked by your daddy.
Okay.
With fruit.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, this is good. Right?
Man.
I was kind of excited too because we like that RD1, and this is the same people who did RD1. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
That's tasty.
I don't even know if there's any more of these. This was from last.
There might be.
Well, they put it out last year because Kentucky's getting ready to do their next bowl game, so this was from last year.
What are they playing in this year?
Probably the Family Dollar Bowl.
Probably.
They sucked. They'd made it enough to get
the Dollar General Bowl.
Yeah. Freaking Dollar Menu Bowl.
The flea market bowl.
Freaking, I got enough points on my app to get a sandwich bowl.
The Speedway card
We
bowl.
started so good, and then we just sucked. We made it enough to get a bowl, and then we just said, fuck it. Let's not do anything. So I don't know.
I mean, they fired the running back.
The offensive coordinator.
But they fired 2 different guys.
Yeah. And we still have a bowl game to play.
Yeah. Great. Terrific.
Yeah. So
can't wait to see how that shakes out.
At this point of recording, they have not announced what bowl we're in, but I think by the time this comes out, we will know.
Okay.
So we'll see. Probably fucking Taco Bell bowl or something.
I guess we should get to what we've been drinking. Finally.
What? Oh God, I gotta think about this because I haven't drank a lot. 2XO.
I haven't felt like it. I had some 2XO recently too.
Sunday,
I had some Saturday night.
2XO. Paired it with the chocolate Christmas tree cake, and
I had it at my second to last Thanksgiving meal.
It was so good. I had it when I saw Dixon. I had a sample of it there. But having it at the house just by myself, just chilling, like God, it's so cocoa and Ritz cracker. Like it's just this savory and cocoa pour.
Well, I had it with the beef tenderloin.
Damn. That's amazing.
It was incredible.
I'd say I could see that. I could see that pairing.
So good. The beef tenderloin was really crispy too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my father-in-law, Lucy's mom's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Who again, I still call my father-in-law.
Yeah.
Made it.
No, I can
and
see
his go-to joke. How dad is this though? His go-to joke when he cooks something like this is, well, if it's not good, we're just gonna have to get a big old sack of White Castles.
11 out of 10.
I'm like, Chuck, it's gonna be great, man. Like, it's gonna be
big old sack. I like a sack too. Not a box. They come in boxes, but he says a sack of them.
Yeah.
He's got a big old sack, doesn't he?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
Okay. Yeah, that's 11 out of 10. That's grandpa.
I love my father-in-law.
That's grandpa style.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It was so good paired with the...
I bet. I can see. That is such... If you have that bottle, that is such a sweet and savory pour that you could pair it with something sweet. You could pair it with something salty, savory. Like, definitely 2XO.
A little sweet and sour.
Yep. Exactly.
I would love that, actually. Well, I had a real wet fart of a stream last night.
Damn. I still smell it.
I intended to do my next round of the old-fashioned
Kringle over here.
Proof. Yeah, right. My nose has started to get a little less red.
No, it's not as red as it was when I was at work and I was like, I'm going to check on Barry. And I went to the break room and I saw him. I was like, it's a little red nose on there.
But yeah, I attempted to do the next round of the old-fashioned proof series, and I tasted the first one. I was like, that's fine. I tasted the second one. I go, that tastes just like the first one. And then I tasted 3 and 4 right after that. And it was basically like I was just drinking the same cocktail. So I was like, there's no point in me doing this right now. I cannot make any discernible effort to...
You just drank a bunch of old fashions.
No, I didn't. Because they also tasted bad.
Oh.
Like I was getting only the like bitter irony part of things. So I was just like, I don't.
I did
solo. Oh man. Look, I know you're not a trailer guy, but the new Indiana Jones trailer.
I can't watch it.
I teared up. I
can't watch trailers,
up.
Man. I don't want to be spoiled.
You definitely don't want to watch the new Guardians trailer, though.
No, I purposely did not.
Yeah. So anyway, last night I switched over to just like, well, what's near me? What can I reach for?
There's plenty
to drink on. And even still, I mean, like if you're watching the YouTube video, my cabinet's a lot more organized than it was last week.
God, you got Curly in there now.
Yeah, man.
Oh, there's a Whiskey Mutant bottle.
Yeah, dude. That was the pinhook pick that you helped with Ernie's on.
It.
Yeah. And I like before I picked it up off of my floor, I was like, why do I have another little Eagle Rare bottle?
That's me.
That was you.
God, oh my gosh, those Elijah Craigs look so good in there.
Dude, there are so many Elijah Craig picks in there. Not just barrel proof.
No.
Like the batches or barrel proof picks, the 94 proof picks.
That red labeled one.
Yeah.
Sticker, I know it's 94 proof.
There's so many in there, man. I mean, like I haven't even finished cleaning up all the way, but like I didn't even get through like all of the Heaven Hill bottles that I have. It couldn't fit on one shelf.
I can see Heaven Hill just sitting here.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Everywhere.
And I looked at it afterwards and I was like, oh crap, I should have put that in there too.
There's
but I
a
just
Heaven
didn't.
Hill tour right here in this garage.
There's a little mini.
Yeah.
We got
a tasting all throughout.
What's the bottle city of Kandak that Brainiac has? It was one of the Kryptonian cities.
Yeah, all the bottles.
Yeah. But it's like that. Like it's just Heaven Hill.
Yeah.
Was it Candor?
Candor. I think that's it.
Bottle City of Candor. I think that's right.
Brainiac, Candor.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
What's Kandak then?
You made it up.
I don't think I did.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's Kandak.
Miniaturized by his shrinking ray and placed inside a glass bell jar. The Bottle City. Good job. You got it. When are they going to do it?
Kondak is Black Adam's city that he rules.
Oh.
You've still not seen Black Adam.
Mm-mm.
You're fine.
I'm waiting until it comes.
It's going to be on streaming soon.
I think you can actually buy it digital right now.
I mean, look, you can just rent it for $2.99 or whatever.
I ain't renting it. I want it for free.
Anyway, so last week we talked about. I think we might put it off for another week because we've gone all over the place this episode. But we talked about doing our unless you're prepared for it, the state of the bourbon consumer slash hunter slash.
I don't think I've got anything like prepared.
Yeah, I think we wait another week. We take some time to get something together for it for sure. I guess that kind of puts us at the review portion of everything.
Let's do it.
But
review remix
Redux review
Redux
Redux.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a thing. I didn't come up with that, right?
On a bourbon podcast, you did though.
No, I didn't.
So what other bourbon podcast has done that?
Actually, I don't know. I don't think any. But it's not the first time that we have like redone a review. Because we did Elijah Craig B517.
Yeah. We
reviewed that again for the 1 year anniversary or something like that. Or no, it was like I don't remember. It's one of the most popular episodes of the podcast. But of course, nothing can match episode 256 or 55 or whatever the heck.
The viral episode.
Which I still don't know what happened there. If anybody has an answer. Yeah, 256. Almost 5,000 downloads.
Damn.
Look, I know that a lot of different podcasts get that and then some amount of downloads, but it was uncharacteristic for us to get that many for a single episode. It did push us over, though. 300,000 downloads of all time.
It was Ian.
So, yeah, Ian just downloaded it 4,000 times.
Yeah, he'd do that. I can see him doing that.
Thanks, Ian.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. Let's see it. There it is.
4 Roses Small Batch Select. Now, this was my, as you may well know.
Hey, I've mentioned this before.
Well, we had it not too long ago either.
Yeah.
In a Pours from the Floor?
Yep. That's when it was because that's when the reason I had bought the bottle.
And now here you are reviewing it again on the show. So it's not completely like out of our lexicon or anything, but it's been a while. I like to kind of do this every now and then, though. Just go back and like review something that was either really significant for us or really popular with us, and give it another go. And it's not to say that like we were wrong when we did this the first time, but this was my number one bourbon of 2019. That's not an insignificant thing to have put forth.
It would be good to take all your number ones of like the last couple of years and do like a blind flight or something.
So in 2017, it was William LaRue Weller.
Damn, how are we going to get that?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, listeners, you got to help us out.
In 2018, oh shoot, I don't even remember what the 2018 was.
Was this 19?
This was 19. 2020 was Knob Creek Single Barrel Cast Strength.
Then 21 was
21 was the Taylor Barrel Proof.
Taylor Barrel Proof. I still have that. So
Yeah.
we still have that.
And this year, we don't know yet.
I don't know yet. God, that Wild Turkey's is making a good showing.
It's tough, and I'll give some like kind of insight into at least my thought process. As much as I think, like, because I did give it a perfect score, as much as I think that, you know, the Wilderness Trail 8-year is competing for that number one spot, I still don't know if it's like my best bourbon.
I gotta side by side it with something because I think I'm
gonna have to as well. But I mean, there are. It's been such a good year for bourbon, man.
It has.
I mean, just and I said this I think a few weeks ago. I might even have to do like a top 10 bourbon and a top 10 rye. like it's that competitive this year, I think. But anyway, 2019's top bourbon of the year. Four Roses Small Batch Select. 2019 was a great year for the podcast as well. 2020, I think, was like our best year overall. But 2019, that was the year that I was doing like just interview after interview and like being able to go and meet with different people from different distilleries and just a really great time. And if you haven't listened to it, I did do an interview with Brent Elliott that year too, where I think that I got to try that year's LE before it even came out.
Nice.
Or something like that. I can't remember exactly how
It's awesome.
that episode went, but that's good stuff, man. Go check it out. I'll try to put it in the description of this episode as well.
Oh man, that smells so good.
It's so everything I love about Four Roses.
It's the limited edition bourbon that you can get.
That's what Brian Brennicky was saying last night on my stream. It's LE Light.
Yes, it's LE available.
Yeah.
Go
ahead. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No, you're fine. There's Four Roses floral, but there is baking spices and there is cherry. Yeah, it's like a cherry turnover, but you're eating it like at like a garden. Like that doesn't even make sense, but that's what I smell. Garden and a cherry turnover.
Yeah. I also get a lot of this kind of like peanut butter realm savoriness, but not exactly peanut. Maybe closer to like almond butter.
Yeah.
On the nose.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
As well.
Oh, palate, man. There's so many layers to this. It's
in such a sweet spot.
It's
104 proof.
It's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but you took less peanut butter and added strawberry jelly. It's a strawberry jelly forward peanut butter sandwich.
What did I say last night? I think that's what I said last night. I said a peanut butter and strawberry sandwich where you toasted the bread, you drizzled honey on it, and then on the back end, you've got a little bit of marshmallow fluff as well.
Oh, my God.
Right?
My pants are small right now.
Dude, this is exactly what I said last night, though.
I don't know what you said. I was at work. I don't know.
No, that's exactly what I
jumped in
said.
and got mad at the chat, and I got out. I'll talk about that later.
High proof hot takes.
Yeah.
No, that's we are we're very much in line with our tasting notes.
Yeah, I can't. Oh man, what'd you say on the marshmallow?
On like the back end, there's a little bit of marshmallow fluff.
Yeah.
But like I'm getting a lot of that like toasted bread.
Oh my God,
with honey on it.
What if you did a s'more with a little bit of strawberry jelly and just a light toast on it, just enough to melt the marshmallow?
Yes.
Oh God, dude. Okay, I know what I'm doing this weekend.
I will say too, every time that I go back to this, I feel a sense of reassurance, I guess, that I made the right choice in 2019 when I called this my favorite bourbon of the year. But also that I feel like I just love this more and more and more every time that I drink it. And across the board, now I think it goes without saying, aside from like the single barrel picks that they do, I think this is the best offering that Four Roses has. Hands down. I would put this in one of my top 5 favorite bourbons of all time. Truly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so accessible. It's so drinkable. I haven't tried it in something like an old fashioned.
I think
well,
this
I guess
is
I did try. I tried it last night and I couldn't taste it. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, last night I don't count.
You can get mad at me or whatever listening, but this would make a great bourbon and diet. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think
that's what I'm saying. Like,
it hits
an old fashioned, a bourbon and diet. I think this
Yeah.
is a very versatile. This is definitely, what did you say, utility?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a limited.
Bourbon.
This tastes like a limited edition utility bourbon.
Yeah. I'm so fond.
You know what I
of
want?
This bottle.
I'll tell you Four Roses that I think is better, but like I've only had it once in a tasting and I paid a lot for it. It was the Al Young. Have you had that?
Yeah, no, I have. I'm sorry. I'm just talking about like.
No, I know what you're saying, but I would love to like bring that back and be like, okay, let's compare this to that, because this comes close to it.
It's not dissimilar.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
what I'm saying.
And why do I feel like I remember somebody saying that this was kind of created off of the back of the Al Young release?
I don't know. Like this was the first new product in a long time. I know that, right?
Oh, when did Al pass? Was it 2019?
I feel like it was around this time.
Same year.
Did he have, like, I don't know. Don't fact check me, but like he may have been part of that.
Let me look real quick. Yeah, 2019. Same year that this came out. So, I mean, yeah, it could have been that. But the 50th anniversary, the Al Young 50th, came out in 2017.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he could have had something to do with it. But at the same time, I mean,
either way, it's as a shelf available offering, it stands in that same like category as far as like taste and nose and stuff like those.
Yeah. Oh man, I hadn't thought about that in a long time, but yeah, I'm like 90% sure that this was developed with the Al Young profile in mind.
Yeah.
So. Oh, I truly don't even know what I scored this initially.
Well,
like I don't remember.
If somebody became the historian by now, they'll let us know.
That is true. That is true. I'll probably go back and re-listen to it just out of curiosity. Yeah. But nose, palate, finish, and price. Each category is out of 5. Final score out of 20.
Get my calculator on here, ready to go. Always forget. Okay.
I'll tell you right off the bat, 15 out of 20.
Damn, right off the bat.
Yep.
All right. Nose, 4.
3.5.
Okay. Palate, 4.
4.
Okay. Finish, 3.5 for me.
3.5.
Okay. Price,
4.
15.5 for
yeah,
me.
15. This is, I mean,
Easy.
It's such a solid recommend
What's the
from
price?
me.
I know it's
60.
60. I was thinking 50 to 60, right?
No, yeah, and again, like, you know, you're kind of getting into that like Knob Creek single barrel range. You're getting into, I guess, rare breed.
Brian
Now,
hit it on the head. This is LE Light.
LE Light.
If you lined up the last couple of years LE and put this in, this would go toe to toe with all those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's crazy
I'm speechless.
It's crazy that the bottles people chase when there's this on the shelf.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't had this, just because you're just like, whatever, I'm doing this. Stop it. Stop
Get
what
help.
you're doing. Stop it. Get some help.
Listen to this episode again.
Listen, finish this. Then go
back and listen to our other episode from 2019.
Yeah. Get this bottle. No joke. This should be on everybody's shelf.
Yeah.
This should be a no-brainer for people. Like, I'm getting fired up about it right now.
As far as like experience goes with this, it's like a 10 out of 10. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's
but there are like when I start to break it down, I mean, there are parts of it where I'm like,
yeah.
you know, I wish it were more like this. I wish it had less of that. But overall, I mean, I just cannot escape the fact that I find myself going back to this bourbon on such a regular basis that I can't help but just love it.
Non-chill filtered too.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's a trigger thing, but like it makes a difference.
Yeah.
What are the mash bills in this?
Okay, so there's 6.
Yeah.
3. It's split down the middle evenly between B and E. Also, sorry, I've realized recently that I've stopped like catering to people who may be listening to the podcast for the first time. So for anybody who doesn't know, Four Roses has 10 different recipes, 2 mash bills, and 5 different yeast strains.
Yeah, that's why if you get a single barrel, they'll say like OBSV or OESO or something like that.
So B stands for their high rye, E stands for their low rye.
Right.
And then there's O, V, F, Q, K.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those relate to those are the yeast strains.
Yeah.
Right.
Different yeast. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna have to look it up, but I feel like it's F, V, and K.
Yeah. And like Perry said, if you're just listening, like if you hear small batch limited for the year, there's a different like percentage of each of those in those limited things. And this is the one you can get year round.
Yeah. What was that?
Pre-game chats.
Man, we aren't even listed on their website. They've got all these accolades for Small Batch Select 2019. Top 20 of 2019, number 3 from Whiskey Advocate.
Come on.
Who gave it I gave it my number 1.
Come on. We're too cool for them. We're too bad. We're the bad boys.
Yeah, Whiskey Advocate can.
We're the bad boys. Yeah, Whiskey Advocate, get out of here. Freaking stealing my shit.
VK and F.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
I mean, look at the color on this, man. Like, it looks... And the bottle, too. It's the same bottle as
the small batch. And the LE.
limited. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's... And that dark... I label
love that
right
label.
There. Man. So good. This should be on your shelf. No doubt about it.
I agree. High proof hot takes.
I'm pretty happy right now. I don't have any.
What if I told you that there was somebody that was really close to the podcast who did not like the new Star Wars series that you loved?
Then I would be pissed.
And it would fall into high proof hot takes?
Is it high proof hot takes or is it tips and bits?
I think it's high proof hot takes.
Okay, let's go.
You go ahead.
Okay, so I was going to save this for tips and bits, but last night Perry was live. How did this get started? Because I got on late. I checked in. I saw a bunch of Andor Rogue One comments, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" Right now?
I was finishing up what I thought was going to be the main part of the stream, and it wound up being about 15 minutes, where I was trying to do the the next round of,
right,
old-fashioned proofs, and I was like, well, we'll just kind of hang out and chat for the rest of the hour then. And then, much to your chagrin, Joseph Brazo said, well, can we talk about then how Andor was a snooze fest?
What? Yeah, I saw that, Joe. Snooze fest. What?
I'm still only 3 episodes in.
It doesn't matter. That third episode get you hooked. So I read the comments. Joseph said it was a snooze fest. Then it was like, well, I don't care because we already watched Rogue One. I don't care about these characters because they die. Joe, it's not about the characters. It's about the rebellion. This is how the rebellion started. The rebellion continues on. Like, it's the freaking rebellion. The rebels. Star Wars, it's the rebels. I mean, okay. I want you to put like a Star Wars like sounding theme behind this because it's not about the characters. It's about those who started the rebellion. The spark that started the flame in this universe of darkness. The Empire. They put a canvas over everything. They made it seem like this was the best thing, but in reality it wasn't. And there was a small group that started this. You can say that nobody survives in Rogue One. I don't care about these characters in Andor. But do you know who Mon Mothma is? She's...
Oh, I thought he was asking me.
I know you know who it is. She's there. This is her struggle to be part of the rebellion. This is Andor's struggle to come to terms with himself and be part of the rebellion. I'm not going to spoil anything because Perry's only 3 episodes in. But this is about the rebellion. It's not about the characters. It's about what comes later.
It's about fighting the Empire.
It's about fighting the Empire. The Empire, they put a blanket of darkness across the galaxy. Work for them. Give them money. Do all this. That's all the only choice you have. But you know what? Not everybody chose that. There was a small group. And this is how the rebellion started. And this is what this story is about. It doesn't matter if they didn't survive. It's a matter of what they started. It's about rebellion. It's about freedom. It's about everything that modern Star Wars is based on. It's about rebellion.
Let's pray.
That's what it's about.
No, I agree. I understand.
Hot take. Andor is amazing. Don't think of it as something that, the characters die because we watched Rogue One. Spoiler alert, if you've not watched Rogue One, I'm sorry. It's about what this started.
Of all things, Rogue One, at this point, if you're a Star Wars fan and you haven't watched Rogue One
yet, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, what's up? What's up with that?
It's about the rebellion. We know the characters aren't going to survive. We want to see how the rebellion started. And that's it. That's it.
Hey, Rebels is a great show.
Rebels is
It's
amazing.
a fantastic show.
Yeah.
We never talked about either because we slyly go into tips and bits. Tales of the Jedi.
Oh my God. I cried on the plane ride. All my tips and bits this week, I cried. I'm like a little baby. I cried. I told you that. I texted you. I said I cried.
You did, yeah. Tales of the Jedi was a short Clone Wars style animated series on Disney Plus, basically detailing the period between when Ahsoka was
a
baby was born up until I guess what, like right before The Mandalorian? I mean, that's kind of what it feels like, right?
Well, part of it was, yeah. It was like she was a baby, part of her going to become a Jedi. It moved back to showing
Count Dooku.
Count Dooku as a young guy, Qui-Gon. I mean, it's emotional, and it's just enough to, I mean, if you love Star Wars, you're going to enjoy this.
I'll say one thing.
Yaddle.
Yes. What I was gonna say though is that if you look at the original Clone Wars design for Count Dooku and the way that he looked in Tales of the Jedi, the guy's got a goiter or something.
I can't argue there.
You know what I mean? Like something happened with.
Can't argue that.
Yeah.
It's such an easy watch too. What, 15 minutes, 18 minutes, the longest episode?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And you just kind of get lost in it.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
For a little while.
It was so good.
But I also watched, and you watched too, you know, it came out within the past week of us recording, the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
So good.
Now I'm pretty over Chris Pratt.
Yeah, well,
I'm kind of over him.
I think they're getting to the end of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that
this was not a Chris Pratt.
It was not
heavy
a Chris Pratt
thing.
led story.
Yeah.
Holy crap, it was so good though.
It was funny. It had traditional Christmas special elements of it. It gave us like stuff that is obviously preparing us for the next Guardians movie. And that animation at the beginning, it was like watching an old Christmas animation.
So the James Gunn has said, sorry, we're probably going to wind up spoiling this inadvertently or otherwise. He has come out and said that the way that intro was was animated was in the style of a filmmaker named Ralph Bakshi. Do you know who this guy is?
I don't know who he is. I know from reading about the show and before it came out, it was based on how they did it old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's called rotoscoping.
They take like a real person.
The actors like perform everything, but then animators go in over top and they basically use them as a model.
Right.
Ralph Bakshi created in 1979 the forgotten Lord of the Rings movie.
Oh,
the animated one.
Is it the one? It's the
not the Hobbit.
Not the Hobbit. Okay,
not the Hobbit.
Sorry.
This is completely different. It is. If you want a little bit of backstory on my life, one of the things that led to Lucy and me talking, when we were in high school, because our first conversation,
y'all loved Hobbits, didn't you? Huh?
Okay, our first conversation ever was about Lord of the Rings.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
And so we have a, like, aside from the fact that we both like independently love Lord of the Rings, it is a very crucial part of our relationship.
Wow.
Yeah. And so when it was funny. So I mean, we both loved The Rings of Power, the first season that came out. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend that show. I know that there is a lot of discrepancy that people have between the original Tolkien texts and this show, but it's just a fascinating watch, and I love the energy behind it. I love the direction behind it. It's so good. But like as we started it, you know, we hopped on the train a few weeks late. I think that there were like 3 or 4 episodes that were out. We in the middle of it, we're like, let's go back and rewatch the original trilogy and extended editions as well.
What's like 25,000 hours?
It's each movie in the extended edition is at least 3 hours long.
God.
So
James Cameron.
yeah, right. Yeah. So like 9+ hours of almost probably closer to 10 of those movies. And then watching this, like 10 episode limited series so far. So, I mean, 20 hours worth of Lord of the Rings content.
Did it spark something? It did, didn't it? You don't have to say anything. You're a gentleman.
I do not kiss and tell.
Okay.
But anyway, so there was a point in high school where like I was already like I really wanted to date Lucy. And we had already had this conversation about Lord of the Rings.
Was she cosplaying as Lord of the Rings in the hallway? So you're like, damn.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I will share something with you off air though. That's really it's too embarrassing for me to put out for everybody else. But I had seen that Ralph Bakshi animated movie after that conversation, and I went and asked her, and it was just like continuing that, like finding different ways for us to, you know, have a budding relationship.
Right.
And I went up and I was like, hey, you gotta watch. Have you seen this yet? And she was like, no, I haven't seen it. I was like, you gotta watch this. It's really cool. Dang. So anyway,
this is history.
That opening, yeah, it expands the Timbip lore.
It expands.
Our historian, whoever the historian is, mark
Very
this
expanded.
down. Yeah. But anyway, watching that intro scene, it just like kind of sparked that little like feeling of, oh, I even have nostalgia for this as a kid who was born in the 90s. But like I know how so many other people are feeling, because it's not an uncommon tactic for animation, or at least it wasn't back during that time. I said we were going to spoil this. This has been your warning. Go ahead and skip ahead a little bit if you don't want to hear spoilers. How did you feel about the big Mantis reveal?
I was just, it was a big reveal, but like it didn't make me like think like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there wasn't enough between them two to make me like think like, it wasn't like a Luke and Leia thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's very similar, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I like that. Is it stretching?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not, because when you look at
who
everything, Ego is as a character, as a Celestial, and I mean, you know, Mantis was there by Ego's side when they first met him. I think that was the most underwhelming part of the whole story.
I think it was
where I was like, okay, they're doing this just to elicit a reaction from me.
It's almost like to just like give them a reason to start doing all this.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, but I was kind of shocked that they revealed that in a Christmas special. Because like you got to watch that.
Yeah,
to know.
that's the downfall of the current trajectory of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that you have to watch all of these little things.
Unless like when the new movie comes out, they do like a little flashback. Like,
I think they're going to have to.
I mean, yeah,
but at the same time, I mean, they didn't do anything like that for Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange until they got 3/4 of the way through the movie.
True.
You know, so I think they are just expecting you to have watched it.
Yeah.
At this point,
right?
Yeah, she felt like Gamora light.
Yeah,
like she was kind of just thrown into, like, just so he had.
They didn't want to give them a romantic thing, so they gave them a like
familial thing.
Yeah,
yeah. Sorry, we danced around it, but they revealed that Mantis is essentially
his sister.
His sister.
Yeah.
Because Ego was her dad.
He was
who was also
he's probably got
Peter's dad.
Other brothers and sisters everywhere.
Oh, for sure he does.
Yeah.
All of the Eternals on Earth are probably his siblings or half siblings or whatever.
That is true.
That being said, though, Pom Klementieff is such an underutilized part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She stole the friggin' show during this special. I mean, she is so energetic and so funny. When she sees the guy dressed up as Captain America and she goes, Steve, and runs up to him and jumps on him and gives him a hug and he just runs away.
So good.
I lost it. I absolutely thought it was hysterical.
What about Kevin Bacon?
Kevin friggin' Bacon.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. He was so good. And so you could tell. Now, sure, he probably got paid like $3 million just to do this, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But the thing is, he had fun.
Oh, yeah.
He bought into it.
He got to sing and play guitar.
He got to do everything that makes him Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
And it worked so well for me. And I think there were the two parts that made me laugh the hardest. A was when Nebula gave Rocket Bucky's arm.
Oh, that was amazing.
I
laughed so hard.
Cried laughing at that.
I was, yeah.
And then when Kevin Bacon comes out of his trance that Mantis put on him, and he looks down at Rocket and he goes, "It's a talking raccoon." And Rocket jumps at him and goes, "I'll kill you."
It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, it was so funny.
It was so good that I watched it with April and the kids, and they were like, "We got to watch this every year," because they love Guardians of the Galaxy. When we go to Disney, they've rode the ride. Like, they are 100% into Guardians of the Galaxy.
Halfway through, I realized that I am going to watch that every year.
Yeah.
At Christmas time.
Yeah.
It just, man, it was so good. James Gunn was the one who did all the dancing for Groot.
That's so good. He's like teenage Groot.
Yeah, I think they're calling him young adult.
Yeah, college Groot. Maybe.
Yeah. But what's interesting, too, is that they're calling him, they're saying that he is Groot's son.
Really?
That he's not like old Groot reincarnated.
He's like
he is the son of the original Groot.
Oh, makes sense.
I mean, it does when you look at it. Yeah, for sure. But I'm telling you, man, and I haven't seen Black Panther yet. You haven't seen Black Panther yet either.
I have not.
Easily this is even being compared to Werewolf by Night. Easily my favorite Marvel thing that came out this year.
Yeah, it's in my top.
Yeah,
for sure.
What was the other stuff that came out this year?
Man, I loved She-Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
The What If stuff.
Was that this year?
I think so.
It's been a long year,
It has been. It has been.
I said last week, too, that I was going to pepper in a little bit of, like, music recommendations because I was going through my iTunes catalog. And this is a bit of a weird recommendation for me.
I like weird.
But I totally forgot about this guy until he popped up in my Apple Music. Casey James?
Casey Jones?
He's Casey James.
James. Casey Bright?
No.
Oh. James. Okay.
Casey James is.
He's dead?
Well, he was.
He's alive?
He's alive.
Okay.
The mom is also still alive. I don't know if his mom is alive.
Oh.
Anyway, Casey James. He was a contestant on American Idol.
Oh. Boss.
Around the same time.
Oh, okay.
Within a few
Chris
years.
Daughtry.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
Bo and Chris were on the same season.
I don't remember. I don't know enough about that.
They were.
I just remember the names. Kelly Clarkson?
First one.
Okay. I can't remember anymore.
Second one was Ruben Sutter.
Ruben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third one is Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood?
I think.
Damn. Okay.
I don't remember anything.
Gwen Stefani.
No.
Adam Levine.
No, that's The Voice. Both of those are judges on The Voice.
I suck.
Anyway, he started out as like a blues musician, kind of Kenny Wayne Shepherd-esque, and I've totally forgotten about him, but that was kind of why I liked him as a contestant on American Idol at that time. And I heard a song that he had put out as a single on iTunes. And then I went back and listened to more of his stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm really digging this guy. So kind of in line with Benjamin Booker, who I had recommended last week, but also in a little bit more traditional blues music-esque. That kind of genre, a little bit more like your Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Typical stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's where he kind of falls. Texas blues, I guess. Really good.
Not Texas bourbon.
No,
not into that.
That's your fault.
Yeah,
that's your own blind spot.
Nah, that's there.
Yeah. Do you have anything else?
I finished the second season of Dave. Cried like a fucking baby.
Yeah, dude.
In the finale, cried halfway through, crying the whole time. I don't even care. Lil Dicky / Dave on FX second season cried during the finale. Let's see. I'll talk about Chainsaw Man later. It's so good. Andor
you
finale.
Talked about it.
I did. Like this
when you started it. I guess.
Yeah, the episode, like episode 8, was one of the best anime episodes I've ever seen. Andor finale, I thought was great. We'll talk about that when Perry finishes it. Guardians,
eventually,
you'll get it.
I know.
I'm actually going to do a rewatch because I want to try to catch more things.
Nice.
I talked about this in the pregame, like. So I recently had my yearly like labs and stuff drawn.
Oh yeah.
I have high cholesterol. My blood pressure's high. I've had to do a small smidge of blood pressure meds, and I switched my diet up. But the main thing is like I'm very okay. So when looking at like mental health and stuff, like me personally, like. I don't like to feel like I'm getting old. And I'm not trying to say like you can't like old people, blah, 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 blah. I'm just saying like I want to feel young all the time. I feel like I still like, that's why I dress I don't dress like I'm like aging and all this stuff. I don't know. I think it's okay at some point to accept that your body is getting a little older.
You're changing.
Yes, I found out I have high cholesterol. I found out I have high blood pressure. So I had to come to terms with the fact that I'm going to change some stuff for now. I wanted to change it without meds and all this stuff, but I need a little help. But so I've recently I changed my diet, lowered the sodium. I've lowered my caffeine. I've lowered the fat and stuff like that. I think the main thing is it's just like, it's okay to accept the fact that you're getting older.
Yeah.
But you don't have to like say like, all right, well, I'm just going to be an old person. I'm going to like be boring and stuff like that.
You know what a big part of that too, though, is drinking less.
Yeah. And
I've harped on this since COVID has kind of lightened up, at least socially.
It gave us an excuse to drink more.
But re-examining your relationship with alcohol.
Yeah.
Re-examining, kind of when you view it as okay to have a drink.
Right.
Or okay to have a couple drinks.
Right, exactly.
And everybody went through this that drinks alcohol during the pandemic. Yeah. We all went through it. Mm-hmm. And it's not been easy. Like I still am trying to find like a better balance.
Right.
And I would say I am markedly better right now than I was 6 months ago.
Yeah. I feel the same way.
It's all a spectrum of health.
Right.
I would say.
Yeah.
So I also want to say, make sure you're not too hard on yourself.
True.
That's like it is on that spectrum. You do have to work towards falling into that category of being reasonable and finding small things that you can do to change behaviors and change practices and say, well, maybe I don't need to go a step up in proof every time I have a drink.
Right.
Maybe you just start low and stay there. Mm-hmm. Maybe if it's a night that you have off or a day that you have off, then you have a couple of drinks that are 120 plus. Like that is still a difference that you can make from going, well, I always have to start at 90 proof, and then by the end of the night I'm at 130.
Right. It's okay if you just have one 90 proof pour and you're
Exactly. There are so many things, and it is, I also say too, if alcohol is a part of your lifestyle and you are responsible enough with it, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to have things that you enjoy as part of your lifestyle, but there are other things that are in your life. I don't want to be the bourbon guy in every situation of my life. Right? Yeah. I used to be the music guy. I still am in some senses the music guy, but that the thing that I create the most is a podcast about bourbon.
Yeah.
So it's understandable that as a personality trait, that's what people lean towards. But with all that being considered, I don't want that to be the only thing that people know me for.
Exactly.
I
100% agree. Yeah, I looked at that. I looked at my diet. I looked at my alcohol intake, and I said, I know I want to drink a little more when we record. So I'm going to cut back on the times that we're not recording. Pairing. Like, I don't need to be eating snack cakes every day with bourbon. Like, so I want to cut that down to a little bit less. Like, it's just little things, and I struggle with it. And I just want everybody to know that it's okay to struggle with things, but know that if you want to pull back, if you want to change things up, if you want to take a break for a while, it's perfectly okay. And for my mental health, I had to tell myself, hey, you're getting older. Yes, your genes have caused you to have high blood pressure. Your diet has caused you to have high cholesterol. It's okay for that to happen. That doesn't mean you automatically have to change everything, the way you dress, the way you feel. Because in my head, I'm being 100% honest with everybody. Like, I don't want to get older. And that's not me saying I don't want, everybody's old, blah, blah, blah. No, that's just in my head. When I think of somebody having to take blood pressure medicine or be on a high fiber diet, I think you're getting older.
You don't need to be on a high fiber diet.
Well, I'm just saying. Like, high fiber lowers cholesterol.
I'm just saying too. Like,
I'll poop everywhere here. But it's just
neither of us need to be on a high fiber diet.
Your body is going to get older. It's going to change. But that doesn't mean you have to change your mindset of things. Mm-hmm. But it does mean you got to take care of yourself. So I'm just saying it's okay to realize, hey, I'm getting older. I'm going to change some things up. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be an old, boring fart head.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been going through with the last week. I've literally changed my diet to try to lower cholesterol, blood pressure. I honestly feel a little different because everything's changing.
Do you have more energy, or do you feel
I honestly have
do you
not
feel more angry?
Both. I feel more angry when I eat because I've put it down to we're going to have a good cheat meal because I slacked off on everything during the pandemic, and I've not cut it down to where like, okay, I'm going to eat good and then have an actual cheat meal. Now it's like I've ate this way all week. My body feels like it hates me.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm dying inside. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, take that last gulp. Sorry. I did something.
But I don't know. I'm just going back to, I'm going to treat myself for doing good on my diet the majority of the time. And it's okay. And I had to come to terms with this. Like, I struggled. I'm opening myself up right now. I really broke down because I felt like seeing the fact that I had high blood pressure or I had high cholesterol made me feel like I was getting older, and it scared me, and it made me feel like I couldn't have fun again or something like that. That's just what I struggle with.
Yeah.
That's just my thing I struggle with. I want to stay young. I want to have fun. I don't want to seem like
That's a song. You just wrote a song. I want to stay young. I want to have fun.
That's on my hip hop album.
There you go.
Being old. Yeah. So
what was it? Southern euphemisms or whatever?
Southern
blasphemy.
Blasphemy.
There we go.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think.
Well, I think that we are both millennials.
Yeah.
And I think and I'm not trying to generalize too much, but collectively, we are the first generation to want to establish and maintain identities that do not conform to societal standards.
Right. I don't feel like I have to automatically go buy some white Nike Monarchs and khakis and tuck my shirt in.
But I don't want to do that ever.
Yeah, but that's like a thing. It's like you feel like at some point there's always the joke about like the dad life and all this.
Yeah, the white New Balances and
like you don't have to do that. So I don't know. Like I struggle with that, and I'm constantly struggling. But like I've made a little bit of change, and I've put back a few pours because I knew I was going to have some pours with Perry when we record. Like it's just little changes I've made. And I'm feeling good about myself for doing that. But also, I just want to say, like, it's okay to struggle with that, and it's okay to make changes.
Off the back of what you were saying, and I think that this kind of goes to the core of who you are as a person, that you're, and I mean this in the nicest way. This is not a dig. This is just kind of like, your personality.
Mm.
You're a performer.
Yeah. No,
You are looking for any opportunity to show who you are in the best possible light.
Yeah. No,
and
I
you
agree.
want to achieve 11 out of 10
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's me.
on every possible point in the spectrum. And so I get that. And anytime something that is even slightly kind of introspective hits you, you're like, oh, what do I have to do to overcome that and then also win?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're a competitor.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to be number one.
Yeah.
In one aspect or another. And when the when the person that you are competing against is your best self, that's a hard thing to face.
Yeah.
You know? But it does lead to essentially being the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that it also allows for you to be introspective and give yourself that chance to grow. And you're allowed to have moments of concern or moments of, well, why am I doing this way?
Right.
Introspection, I think, is the best way to phrase that.
Yeah.
That I think that to like not to boil it down to anything that feels too redundant, but if you look at like the Enneagram scores, that puts you at a 3, I think, which is the performer.
Okay.
And I'm a 2. I'm the caretaker, the caregiver.
You take care of me.
Well, I want people to be happy.
Yeah.
Even if it means putting my own health, my own safety, my own satisfaction second.
Yeah.
And I mean, I truly do believe that. It's not like I'm trying to boil it down to any one specific thing. It's that I do truly believe that other people should come before me.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm a hard friggin' worker.
You're a giver.
I'm a giver.
Yeah.
I mean, I make sure that my family, my inner circle is taken care of, and even people I don't know. I mean, I cannot impose myself upon anybody.
Yeah.
So it's again a spectrum.
Yeah.
But we work very well together.
I think so.
Within that. So I love you, man.
Love you too, brother.
Sorry I made you a little emotional on
No, I wanted to get that out. Like it's been something I've been thinking about all week. So,
but also no, I can at the very least empathize with what you're going through. So before you get to the wrap up, what I just did for us was a 50-50 blend of Knob Creek Single Barrel and Four Roses Small Batch Select.
Oh God, it smells so good.
It smells like a zebra cake. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to reduce everything back to.
Oh.
Doesn't it though?
Yeah, it's chocolate and vanilla. Oh. That's good. It's almost like a chocolate vanilla cheesecake, like a swirl.
Ooh. Yeah, the cheesecake portion of that.
When they have that little swirly thing in there.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
I love that. Well, this has been an episode.
This has been an episode.
I have loved every second of this. If we can do this every week, not like try to, boil ourselves down to emotional exhaustion. But, this is our chance to kind of open up, and that's our chance for you all to understand more of the community, more of who we are. So Bourbon and
This is us.
self-help. This is us.
Yeah, this is us.
And we appreciate you all listening. We appreciate you all being a part of this. I mean, we went through statistics early in the episode on who supports and who shares and comes back.
You know who always comes back?
Patreon?
Patreon
comes
if
back.
If you want to keep coming
every week
back, go
that was
to
a weird pause.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want to do that again?
If you want to keep coming back, I did it again.
The same way, yeah.
If you want to keep coming back, is that better?
It sounded like you said, come on back.
Come on back. If you want to come on back to us. If you want to come on the back of us. No, that sounded even worse.
That was too far.
If you want to support us, go to patreon.com.
There we go. That feels better.
Yeah. / My Bourbon Podcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the show. And at $5, you get all the bonus stuff. You get the uncut episode. You get Pours from the Floor. You get Sampling Irresistible. You get some bonus stuff that we don't release to anybody. You lighten up right now. Incense. Purifying there. But if you want to purify the air, go to patreon.com / My Bourbon Podcast and support us.
Oh, smoked cinnamon smells so good, dude.
It does.
Ugh.
God, that does smell good.
Right? It's like we just needed a little bit of something sensory-wise to.
If you want to send us a email for suggestion.
Crap, we made a great decision.
If you want to send us a incense suggestion, some other way to purify the air, send an email to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. We'll reply to you and we'll do it on the air. If you want to get some merch, bourbonshop.threadless.com. We've got holiday stuff up, right?
Yeah, I apologize for last week not having it up, but it is up now.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Bourbonshop.threadless.com. You can go to whiskeymutant.shopify.com. Use code WM25 for 25% off. Once I get everything sold, we will put some new merch on the Whiskey Mutant shop. If you want to leave a barrel rings, which is the segment where you leave a voicemail and we play it on there and then we reply to you, you can call 859-428-8253. Leave the voicemail. Todd Cooper left like 12 voicemails and we put them all in there.
He got his whole episode. Edit through a little bit of it.
I mean, he did. There was some voicemails that he left though. We can't even put on there. If you want to follow us on all social media, it's at My Bourbon Pod. Instagram, Twitter. Oh my God, that smells so good.
Right?
Jesus.
Just out of nowhere.
At My Bourbon Pod, you can follow me at Whiskey Mutant. You can follow Perry at PRitter1792. You can go to YouTube. This is My Bourbon Podcast on YouTube. Perry goes live every Thursday night. You can get this episode video version on there. You can see us hug. We just hugged. I cried a little bit. If you want to see that, go to youtube.com.
Lots of man love.
Yeah. Like the show, subscribe.
Man love's not the right word, but
Man love. I like
brotherly love.
Wasn't there a man love? Somebody was man. Dude love.
Dude love.
Mick Foley, dude love.
For whatever reason, I said man love, and I thought of old Greg.
Old Greg. Got a mangina. But yeah, just leave us a review too. 5 stars, 1
you ever
star.
drank Bailey's from a shoe?
I have. Not really.
No, you haven't.
No, we should do that. We should do everything old Greg tells us to do. And then just tell people about us. You know, tell mama.
I don't want to go to a club where people wee on each other.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Yeah, I just don't want to be a part of it.
Well, that's it.
All right, fair enough. Y'all, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Just undying love and appreciation for everything that you have given us the opportunity to do and everything that you have given us the opportunity to talk about.
If you're listening and you're watching, smell that. That smells really good.
It smells fantastic. It tastes pretty friggin' good, too.
Mythical knob.
Ooh. Hey, Josh. Mythical Chef Josh.
Mythical knob.
Let us know. That does it for this week. We will see you all real soon. Go donate the Splash as well. And we'll see you on that live stream on this Saturday. That does it for this week. Thank you guys so much for supporting as always. Until next time, I'm Perry.
I'm Eric. I wasn't even in the mic when I said that, was I?
No, you were.
Was I? I was like this.
No, you said it. I heard it. Okay. Anyway, this is my Bourbon
See
Podcast.
ya!